Hi, so I'm John Coker, Investment Director at MMC Ventures. We are a UK-focused technology investor, investing primarily in B2B software, consumer internet, and financial services. So this is a unique opportunity for me to find out quite how hard it is on this side of the table. Normally all I have to do is sit and try and look intelligent and maybe check my phone for some really important emails. And we definitely don't vote while you're in the room. So we were asked to give you 5 minutes on who we are and what we're looking for. So I guess who we are and what have we got? Well, first and probably most importantly, we've got money that we're actively investing, which is a surprisingly important fact to find out when you start approaching VCs. We're looking to do 4 new deals in a year, and we've got £80 million under management. We're typically investing £1 to £2 million in the first round of funding, going up to 3 to 5 over the life of a company. We have very simple investment structure, so we invest in equity. We're not looking for debt, coupons, or underperformance options. We do use fully participating liquidation preferences. We're open. I just told you we use fully participating liquidation preferences. And that's a style that we're really proud of. VCs put all sorts of horrible things in term sheets. But when we issue a term sheet, we will sit down with you, talk you through it, and explain exactly what all those terms that you may not have heard of before mean, and what impact they will have down the road. We won't tell you we can do a deal in 4 weeks, because we can't. We might be able to do one in 6, but you should be budgeting 8. And again, I can't emphasize how important trust is between a VC and an entrepreneur. This is about to be a sort of 4 to 5 year relationship. And I can tell you there'll probably be disagreements along the way, but as long as we're open with you about our motivations, and we feel that you're being open with you about the challenges in your business, we believe they're surmountable. We have experience. We've been doing this for 13 years. Our experience all comes from this side of the table. We're investors and advisors by background. But we do have a syndicate of business angels that co-invest alongside us, which have a very strong operating background. And a number of those are on the boards of our companies, and we see them as important input into the companies as they build. And I guess the final question that we always get asked at the end of pitches is, what value do we bring? That's the bit that's almost impossible to measure and tends to need a bit of spin from the VC, and I'm terrible at spin, so I'm not going to try. I'll just say this. We have a strong network in the UK and the US. We have a good, lengthy track record. We are bright, hardworking people with a small, focused portfolio, and if we invest in you, then you'll have our time and attention. If you want to put a bit more skin on those bones, then come and see me afterwards, and if we get into serious conversations, then we'll happily introduce you to the rest of our portfolio, where you can find out what the entrepreneurs on the other side of the table think. So what do we want? Well, we invest in disruptive technology businesses. As I said before, B2B software, consumer internet, and financial services. We're looking for demonstrated customer demand with revenue. And we want a business to be scalable on the cash that we have, or the cash that is around the table when we invest. We're looking for recurring or repeat transactional revenue. Not all of it, just enough that you won't totally run out of cash because one deal slips. And we're looking for talent. And I'm not saying if you think you're talented, come and speak to me. I'm saying talent throughout the organization. One of the hardest things we see in businesses is persuading talented people to come and work for you for very little salary. And that's where we spend a lot of our effort when we're initially looking at a business, is speaking to people below the founders and understanding if they really have a talented team. Not being greedy with options is really important there, and it's equally important to us. So we're looking for people who understand their business, and by that in consumer internet, I mean people who know which data is important and know how to present it to us in a simple way that we'll understand. In B2B software, I mean people who know their pipeline, so know what their lead times really are and don't completely over forecast in the near term. The long term with B2B software businesses seems to be guesswork. And finally, I suppose, and most importantly for us, we're looking for people who believe in what they're doing. We're not interested in people who believe that they've found a way of making money, because they haven't. They've found a way of working extremely hard, being extremely stressed, being pressurized by people like me, sleeping very little. And if they're good at what they do and they get a bit of luck and they get good timing, then they might make a lot of money. And I guess that's why it's important, because this is hard, and it's only fun if the entrepreneurs that we're investing in have a real belief in the product or the service that they're selling. So that's it. I hope if you think that we may be of interest to you and you have what may be of interest to us, you'll come and find us. My colleague Rory Sterling is also here this evening. I tend to spend most of my time looking at B2B software businesses, and Rory spends a lot of time looking at consumer internet businesses. Thanks.